New footage has shown that the Russian Army's most capable type of attack helicopter, the Mi-28NM, has been modified to enhance its performance in counter-drone roles. The sighting of new antenna housings in multiple locations across the airframe indicated that a significant upgrade has been implemented to the Mi-28's electronic warfare capabilities, following the similar appearance of such antenna on Su-34M strike fighters, which were first observed earlier in the month. The antenna housings were seen on the sides of the helicopter's nose, atop its stub wing pods, and on its tail boom. Electronic countermeasures system appear positioned to provide wide-angle coverage around the helicopter, rather than focusing directional jamming in a single sector, allowing the system to detect and jam signals from multiple directions simultaneously. This is particularly important to provide a defense against drone attacks, which have proven capable of destroying high-value attack helicopters on multiple occasions in the Ukrainian theater. Jamming equipment disrupts the radio frequency controlling hostile drones, which complements the benefits of integrating of detection equipment, which uses radar, radio frequency scanning, acoustic sensors, or optical systems to identify and track incoming drones before they reach engagement range. It is highly possible that the modifications to the Mi-28 provide for both functions. The utility of attack helicopters serving as air defense platforms against drones and subsonic cruise missiles has recently been demonstrated in the Middle East, with the U.S. Army's training for its own Apache attack helicopter units also increasingly emphasizing counter-drone operations. Attack helicopters have a superior capability to loiter, and have far lower sustainment costs and maintenance needs than manned fighter aircraft, integrate precision-guided rockets, and in the Mi-28's case also an 30mm automatic cannon, that are well suited to counter-drone duties. The Mi-28NM was first combat tested in Syria from 2016, with its performance having led the Russian Defense Ministry to sign contracts for the supply of 98 more aircraft by 2027. Improvements over prior Mi-28 variants include the integration of VK2500P engines, a 13% speed increase, and integration of new sensors providing all-round visibility, as well as upgrades to fire controls and air-to-air capabilities. The aircraft can each carry up to 16 anti-tank missiles or 80mm rockets. The Mi-28 is well optimized to serve as an elevated sensor platform to strengthen the situational awareness of ground-based air defense networks. Beyond low-value unmanned aircraft, it is also capable of engaging higher-value aircraft using R-74 air-to-air missiles. The Mi-28 Havoc. This Russian attack helicopter wasn't designed to impress airshow crowds or win beauty contests. It was built to survive, hunt tanks, and keep flying when logic says it shouldn't. That mindset matters. The Mi-28 didn't emerge from a clean sheet, post-Cold War fantasy. It was born out of hard lessons from Afghanistan, where helicopters learned, sometimes the painful way, that speed means nothing without protection. As a result, the Mi-28 Hovok leans heavily into brute resilience, thick armor plates, redundant systems, and a crew cocooned like they're inside a flying bunker. What makes this aircraft especially interesting isn't just what it can shoot, though it carries plenty, but how it's meant to be used. The Mi-28 is less sniper rifle and more sledgehammer. It's designed to operate low, absorb punishment, and keep pressure on ground targets long after lighter platforms would have backed off. In recent conflicts, especially in contested airspace, the Mi-28 has become a case study in modern helicopter warfare. Not perfect, not subtle, but persistent, and persistence, in combat aviation, counts for a lot. If the Mi-28 Hovok has a personality, its weapons are how it speaks, and it speaks loudly. This helicopter wasn't armed as an afterthought. Everything about its layout assumes weapons will be used, often, and at close range. Front and center is the 30mm 2A42 autocannon, mounted in a chin turret with a wide firing arc. This isn't a delicate precision gun. It fires high explosive and armor-piercing rounds capable of shredding light vehicles, infantry positions, and even low-flying aircraft. Pilots often compare it to a flying infantry fighting vehicle, short bursts, brutal effect. On the stub wings, the Mi-28 carries the real tank killers. The most common are Ataka V anti-tank guided missiles, with a range of up to 6 kilometers and the ability to defeat reactive armor. Earlier systems like Sturm are still compatible, which says a lot about the platform's flexible, some might say stubborn, design philosophy. Unguided rocket pods add another layer of chaos. The Mi-28 can carry S-8 or S-13 rockets, saturating wide areas during close air support missions. It's not subtle, but in urban or defensive fighting, saturation matters. The Russian aerospace forces are the primary operator, using the Mi-28 as a frontline attack platform rather than a niche asset. It's typically deployed alongside ground units, flying low and slow, hunting armor, supply columns, and fortified positions. This is not standoff warfare. The Hovok lives in the danger zone, often within range of small arms and manpads. Combat deployments in Syria offered the first sustained test. There, Mi-28N helicopters flew night missions supporting urban assaults and desert operations. Crews relied heavily on thermal imaging to identify targets hidden among buildings or terrain folds. The environment was brutal: heat, dust, and unpredictable threats, but it validated the aircraft's night fighting concept. Not flawless, but workable. Later conflicts pushed the platform harder. In high-intensity warfare, the Mi-28's strengths and weaknesses became more visible. Heavy armor saved crews in multiple documented incidents, yet losses also highlighted vulnerabilities to modern air defenses. This led directly to upgrades seen in the Mi-28NM, including improved situational awareness and coordination with drones.